Hello everybody, my name is Davis Leaf and you are watching Leaf It on the Cutting Room Floor. Today I will be reviewing Wind River. And as you can see, I am wearing a Sicario shirt. Let me just specify that because Sicario is written on the back. Alright, before I get this review started, I have a new rating system I'm going to introduce. I added a couple more words for the rating system just because I feel like I just need to specify things a little bit more. So I'm going to go from least to greatest on this. It's going to go Leaf It on the Cutting Room Floor, kinda liked it, really liked it, and loved it. So keep that in mind for this video and all my future videos. So, Wind River is the directorial debut of Taylor Sheridan and stars Elizabeth Olsen and Jeremy Renner. And Taylor Sheridan did other films in the past like Sicario and Hell or High Water, and now he's done Wind River. But for those past two films, he only wrote them, and this is the first film he's ever directed. Now, let me get started with Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen. Both of them do pretty good jobs in the film. Nothing incredibly special. These two are really no strangers to working together, and I believe the relationship outside of acting is pretty strong, so they're pretty good friends. So that was really entertaining to see them. They did good. But the real praise when it comes to the acting in the film has to go to Graham Greene, who plays the sheriff. Now the story follows a young girl who was murdered on an Indian reservation, and a wildlife tracker and FBI agent played by Jeremy Renner, the tracker, and the agent played by Elizabeth Olsen. They both team up to try and solve the murder. So the acting in the film is pretty good, and Graham Greene is the real praise when it comes to the acting. But when it comes to Taylor Sheridan's directing and writing, he is fantastic in this film. He crafts an excellent mystery thriller, and when it comes to Sheridan films now, I kind of know what to expect going in. Kind of a gritty atmosphere, just tense sequences and gunfights that are as entertaining and satisfying as they are gripping. And one gunfight in the movie just really brought me back to the just excellently crafted moment, the border sequence in Sicario. So that was really well done, and Sheridan's writing is just top notch with this movie. It kind of mostly feels like Sicario in the snow. I'm sorry to keep going back to Sicario, but this movie is basically Sicario in the snow. And again, another way that makes it that way is Nick Cave and Warren Ellis's score. Their score is very reminiscent of Sicario in that just brooding and dark tone from Sicario, and Nick Cave and Warren Ellis' score for Wind River is very much the same way. You're entering a world that's just unlike any other. And one of my favorite aspects of the movie is kind of their exploring of this really rundown and kind of seemingly down on the select Indian reservation. It's very isolated, and it just feels very uncomfortable throughout the film, and you just feel like you're in danger while you're taking this journey with Elizabeth Olsen and Jeremy Renner's characters. As they're trying to solve the mystery, you just always feel like a sense of danger because of the atmosphere of this Indian reservation, and they constantly mention that this is kind of a different world in the film. If I have any real gripes about the movie, it's the fact that some of the tones don't exactly mix well. There's some really awkward shifts in tone. One moment it'll be quite funny, and then it'll go quickly, whoa, that's really dark. And it just didn't really work well. And I've seen it work well before in other films, but for this one it just didn't really work, for me personally. But nonetheless, I enjoyed the film as a whole, and I think Taylor Sheridan definitely has really good movies he's going to be coming out with in the future. And the funny thing about this movie is it can kind of count as both a trilogy of Sheridan films, but Sicario is kind of a turning point because it's part of Denis Villeneuve's film collection, and he did Prisoners, then Sicario, and then he did Arrival, and so he's kind of got his own trilogy of films too. But Sheridan is the real bread and butter of when it comes to Sicario, Hell or High Water, and now Wind River. And I think Wind River is fantastic. It's got a couple of moments where I wasn't so sure about, but overall I think it's a very well done movie. It's pretty simple to follow. The ending kind of force feeds you a lot of exposition, but you're going to walk out of that movie really enjoying yourself, and it's very dark, so be prepared for that. But in the end, I really liked Wind River, and I think you should definitely check it out. Sheridan definitely is one of the best filmmakers now working today with his directorial debut of this. And thank you, as always, for watching my videos, and I will see you next time.